Hello ladies, this video is for you if you have some struggles or issues with the ES, energy shift. I'm going to give you some tips and more information on the process so you can relax and surrender. That's what this will be about. So firstly, muscle testing. If we're talking about the muscle test, which is the arm from the 45-degree angle moving down, releasing, that's called muscle testing. All kinesiology is based on muscle testing. So if you ever did a kinesiology course, everybody would have to master the muscle going from a strong to weak, because that's what kinesiology is based on. So the shift in the muscle, the change in the muscle, tells you information, because kinesiology is based on that. If it doesn't have muscle testing, then it's not kinesiology. Now, did you learn to read straight off? Could you read a book straight away when you're a child? No. So understand this is a process of step by step. It's something that some people get quite quickly because they have been practicing it in other ways. If they already do energy healing, if they already connect to themselves and are always asking themselves questions, then it's very easy to learn the process. It's just another step. But if you've never learned that process of asking yourself, is this right? Is this true? Then it can take longer. So first of all, I want you to relax, because for me it took me years, and in fact I wasn't sure of the answers when I began, very unsure, and it wasn't until I healed my inner child healing that I then released the disconnection inside myself, and I was fully connected, well, more connected than I'd ever been, and then I felt everything, and then I moved to everything. So the more you peel off layers and heal yourself, so that it's okay to feel and it's okay to connect with yourself, and you're okay following your own feelings, then the easier this process is. So understand it's a process. So don't say to yourself, I can't do this. I don't think I ever said that. I eradicate that word. I can't do this. I let go of all that and I say I can do it. And guess what? Because I say I can, then I can. And that's what I want you to do first and foremost. Just say I can, because I'm going to show you some easy ways to find an energy shift and the muscle testing ways to make it easier for you. The next thing that you need to know is, when you're with somebody, reading them is very easy. They're like an open book. You know when they're happy, you know when they're sad, you know when they're confused. They are like an open book. Now, then there's other people who are like a closed book. You have no idea what's going on. What are they thinking? What do they feel? They don't show it. Now, men are more inclined to be like that. They are more closed down and they resist you getting in. I'm not saying all, but generally that's what you'll have more of an issue with men, and getting inside and finding information, because they generally have been conditioned to shut down their feelings and not share. So if you're working with males and you're struggling, you'll find if you actually work with an energy healer, they are like open books, because they're easily read, because they've read others, and then they've learned to connect. And if someone was reading me, I'm like an open book, and people will say, you're very easy to read, Marisa. And that's because my body is an open book. So you need to know that information, those two things. I remembered when I first discovered like kinesiology was when somebody said to me they were doing healing on me, and then they started saying at the age of 6 this happened, and I was sexually abused, and I was by my father, and all this information. And I looked at the guy and I'm like, what? And he goes, no, I'm not psychic. And he certainly wasn't, because he's not the psychic type, but he said, this is a science. And that sold me. I thought, my God, if he can give me that information and be that accurate and be that confident, wow. And I longed for that. And he would actually physically move as well. And it did take me years and years and years, but it doesn't have to take you years and years and years. But that's why I thought, wow, gosh, she's confident. But I'm going to give you some shortcuts, because it did take me years and years and years. I've done this for decades. All right, so let's look at the muscle testing to start with. Now I've got a stick here. Let's see, I put the stick here. Now this is a person's arm. They can be lying on the table. Let's say their head is here and this is their arm. Now this is a 90 degree, and if you bring the arm down a little, that's 45 degrees, right? And you don't push hard. The harder you push, the more they resist. So you bring it, say, just, and I'm always like, sometimes I'm moving their arm, because don't, trust me, some people, they are so jammed up that this muscle won't move. So we're looking for something subtle. If that is the case, you're going to look for something subtle, but I'm going to give you some extra tips. So you say to them, relax, just maintain. So I kind of go, relax, maintain, just relax. And I say, now just maintain your arm. But then I say, breathing. They need to breathe, because they can hold their breath through this. And this is really light, so their arm is there. If their hand is there, you don't want to be pushing on their hand. You want to be pushing just on the wrist. So you're just on the wrist here. And then it's very gentle. Let's say, I want you just to practice doing it this way, and just say to the person, think of a stress, the things that's most stressed you. And then as they do that, just place more and more pressure, and you watch the arm move. So think of the stress. And then if you bring the arm back up and say, just think of nothing, just relax. And then do that same thing again as increase the pressure, and you'll find it holds. Okay, now another way, if you like want to confirm something, like this is the arm like this, when they're lying down, their heads there, you can actually get their arm, get their arm up on a 90-degree angle, and without the bend, just put it straight up while they're lying down, and then that actually moves more easily. So say, think of a stress, and then you'll watch it change. You'll just get, because you can test any muscle. So again, you can say breathe, and then just practice by, first of all, you can either start with a firm, say, I'm trying to push this down, not going. Then you say, think of a stress, and as light, gentle, 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 and as they think of the stress, just be pushing and pushing, and then you'll watch it, making sure they breathe. Okay, so that is some clues on the muscle testing. Now again, if that doesn't happen, don't worry, they're hard to read. Some people are very hard to read. And when they're hard to read, I use my body. So I have many different ways of reading somebody. So the shift is what you need to start getting your body, which is when you stand up and then you close your eyes and then you ask your body to show you a shift. And I've just moved backwards then. Now, when you're at the supermarket, test it. Keep on asking yourself, how does my body feel? And then watch it move. Or when you're with somebody, you know, when you're with somebody and then you want more of what they're saying and you just want to go in. Your body, you'll move in and you're not even realizing it. Or if you don't like something, you go, oh my gosh. Or you watch the TV and you're like turning, you're moving away. So you are doing it, you're just not aware. So you're actually building your awareness. You will be having a life skill. You'll be increasing your GPS system, which is your intuition, so that you just live this way after a while. And believe me, of all the people that were shut down and not psychic at all or not intuitive, I was one of them, so blocked. And I still to this day get better and better and better at my intuition and my gut feeling. I cleanse my body, I meditate. I'm always shifting and changing. I'm led to things that actually raise my energy, people, healings. Amazing. It's awesome when you have a desire that it comes. All you need is the desire, and then let go. All right. Now, you want the dummies way of finding an energy shift? Okay, let's say, you have your book. You open the case and just feel that like opening the case. Then you could say to somebody, all right, you get up to your, let's say, well, the first thing is an archetype. So you've got choice of 22. You say to the client, pick a number between 1 and 22. And they say 15. Then go to 15. And then read it out or write it down, and then talk to them about everything that came up later. Negative life pattern. Say to them, pick a number between 1 and 18. They might say 16. Write it down. And then if it comes to an age, so the first ID age in the protocol, I'm going to tell you something, is usually, unless someone's done an incredible amount of healing, but it's usually 99% of the time in childhood. So I say, tell me an age between 1 and 20, because that first ID age in forensic healing is going to be childhood. And then they'll go, oh, 8, and that will be age 8. And then for anything after that, it's always from their current age to any age. Usually you test from their current age to any age. But that first ID age in forensic healing, stage 2.1, is going to be, because the big stuff is rooted in childhood. And don't worry, that's also rooted in past lives. Okay, so you ask numbers, and you can say, then if you went to get a word from the magic box, you can say pick a number between 1 and 4, and they say 3, so that becomes emotions. And then you say pick a number between 1 and 14, and they say 10, and that will be belief systems. So you can that's the dummies way of doing it, and trust me, it works. It's incredible. Don't underestimate. As long as you trust, it's all perfect. You're going to be learning to trust, and this is awesome, because then you can let go. If you're struggling, that's showing that this is a pattern that you have of yours. You struggle in things, and then you say you can't do things. I want you to change this whole, you're going to have to change your patterns. What you do is a healing for yourself on why you're struggling with the energy shift. And look at what shut you down, or look at what you say to yourself to say you can't do it. Right? Because you can. You have an innate GPS system built there. We are so profoundly intuitive. You have no idea. I had no idea I was this intuitive. In fact, it can be a little bit difficult when you know so much or feel so much or sense so much. But that's okay. I learned how to make the gift your power. So hey, it's all good. Right, and then you've got finger pads. You can rotate the fingers, and then you can say you're trying to get a negative life pattern. You rotate your fingers and say, all right, so we have 18, so we can say it's between 1 and 10, and I got it sticky between 1 and 10. So then I say, all right, between 1 and 5, and I get not sticky. Then 6, 7, and it stops at 8. So I think 8's letting go. There's your pattern, let go. So you can use that. I deter people using pendulums because that's like an extra arm and takes too long. So I just would say, just relax with this, and your body is a pendulum. Train it. Okay. Now, the other thing I highly suggest is you get in that Facebook group and you say, hey, who wants to get together? I'm going to set a date and say, hey, I'm having a little get together for forensic healers. You're welcome to come along. and that way you'll get some repeaters there. You see, with 7-day live training, people return and return and return because they change and change and change. So it's just this ongoing thing. And also just letting you know, if you ever wanted to repeat a 7-day live training, it's only set 20% of the cost, which is awesome. $650 for 7 whole days, and it takes you to a whole different level. And I've had people that come back the third time and they're still shifting and going deeper. So it's awesome. And also where I teach, essentials is happening all around, now it's getting broader, but I still teach essentials, and you are more than welcome. When you turn up to essentials, it's a full day for those that are repeating, that have either done essentials already or the 7-day live train. It's only $50, and you come for a full day, and there you can practice again. And we encourage the repeaters to go help out the newbies, also the ones that are struggling. So what I do is on the badges, I always put a little pink dot or something, or a pink heart, and that highlights they're the more experienced people. Okay, so they are some options when you struggle with that muscle testing. But just want you to relax and stop saying what you're saying to yourself, because what you move through this, and you trust, and you just trust. It's when I don't care who works on me, because I say whoever works on me, I just go, I trust it'll be fine. I just care about their energy. I want a person with just good energy. I don't care how inexperienced they are, because I just know their intention will do everything. So you need to relax and just know that intention is everything. And if you intend to get the right one, just go with it. Don't second guess yourself. Just go, right, that's got to be right, and then keep moving. When you trust, you say to yourself, I trust that's right. Or even, okay, for sometimes because people are difficult to read, I go back and go, was that number, was that pattern 6? Was it, and I say the word, is it letting go? And I get clearer, and I actually don't just say numbers, I'll actually say the word, and then I'll see if I get the shift again, or if my body shifts again. And sometimes I'll check something three times, because sometimes, the energy does a little dance and they don't want you to get in, because they're not an open book. They're trying to make it difficult for you to read them. However, I just go with the first and just trust. But what you'll start realizing is that you can tell them, you can relax, trust this will be okay. Do you want the answers? And also the person on the table, how willing are they? And because it's always a reflection of you, whoever's on the table, a reflection of whatever you need to overcome, or you even need to start looking at you are the creator of this dynamic that's happening between you and the person on the table. You just go through layers of understanding how when you look out, there is some message for you. Yeah. When you get to that level of always looking at it like that, then you learn so much, and then you change so much, and then you heal so much, and then you don't have to, the messages are always there for you, and it's clear for you to know what decisions to make and changes to make. Yeah. Anyway, so I have so much passion for reading energy fields and finding the root cause of things, because it's completely changed my lives and completely changed others, and it gives happiness and freedom like you never knew before. And I want you to have your happiness and your freedom, and I want you to give others that, but the whole thing's a journey. All right. So I look forward to seeing you in the Facebook group. Look forward to seeing you, asking for people to come to little meetings that you set up. I look forward to your feedback, and I look forward to transforming women around the world. Oh yes, and men and children and animals. Yes. The thing is, I need to clarify this. Forensic healing workshops are only for women, That's only because most of them are women that do workshops, but a lot of them have been abused, and I need to keep it that way. I've tried it mixed before, but my message, and I have to follow it, is to just have for women only. But we heal anybody. We're here. I'm pro humanity. I'm not anti anything. I'm pro humanity. I'm pro, helping men and children, anybody. All right. So blessings and love to you always.